And this is so... I can't believe this. My internet can go down. What is the problem here, Sweat? See if I can get everybody back in here. I'm on a wire connection, and all of a sudden this shit just goes out like crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody back in. I guess I'll have to send it on Twitter. Let me see. Wow, this is like the most most crazy episode of the podcast right now. Let me see. Let me see if this one works. Hopefully that's not the same one. Let me see. Wow. Guys, we're experiencing a little technical difficulties here, trying to get everybody back in.
So, yeah.
I hope it's better now, because it's not. This is just the weirdest thing.
I don't know, man. Your internet is weird, but American internet is weird in general, I guess.
I'm about to call Verizon up in here because I got the best internet. Megs up and megs down. I don't see the problem here.
Maybe there are a lot of people that have the best internet in your block. That sometimes can, make it kind of problematic.
I still don't get that. I'll go crazy because I'm about to go crazy right now. This doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry, you haven't even really started playing Darkest Dungeon. You're already losing your sanity. Not good.
That game is like depressing as hell.
It is, but it's also kind of fun. I like the challenge.
See if I can get everybody back in. I don't know. If it happens again, we might have to so for the most part. This happened. Messages.
Hello.
All right.
Did you leave Pelvic alone? That's kind of rude.
No, she left. I think.
You think? That's
Well,
not
you
good.
left so fast. We wanted to ask you for a link.
Come on, you have the link. It's in the it's in Twitter, you know.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Wait, is everybody good? Like, cause I don't know. Am I still botting out here or?
Nah, you sound
Yeah,
way
you're
better now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so loud.
You just had a bad DNS server. That can happen.
Yeah,
I'm a
sometimes
little bit,
it's just YouTube.
upset right now. Can't believe that just happened.
Well, now we have a double episode apparently.
Yeah, first
Either that or you
it's
have to edit
HTML
it.
first. You can put part 2.
Yeah, that or we called it another episode. Let's make the 4+ the month. Why not?
Gotta get in the remix here. Let me get back the chat back up here.
Yeah,
I believe my internet's that bad. About to flip out on Verizon here.
Back to Sonic Forces. I may be the only one that actually enjoys the soundtrack to Sonic Forces, the ones that they released, just because it reminds me of like their own original music to like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminiscent of that. I kind of like that.
I mean, Sonic music is kind of cheesy, but I think that's the point of it.
It's very cheesy, but it has a catchy air to it.
On the flip side, that's actually, the same thing with Persona music, because I always hear the people, Persona music is so cheesy and not that deep. Yeah, but it gets you. It fucking gets you.
I don't think Persona music is cheesy. I think it's actually legitimate good music.
Yeah, I agree. What?
Well, it's a little bit catchy. It's really catchy for the most part.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't
I
like
love
looping tracks. Maybe that's the problem here. But I think a good looping track is an important track.
This whole Sonic Forces thing looks hilarious because, like, on DeviantArt and all that other stuff, people love making their Sonic avatars.
Oh my god!
I think that's really what that's for. They're like trying to cater to that, which kind of makes sense.
They just need to stop trying to reinvent Sonic. Just
really
go
bad.
work.
That reminds me. I found out my favorite Sonic OC once on a street. was Flat the Hedgehog because the hedgehog was run over. Oh, that's so harsh. I hope
Sonic
you get
fan
the joke.
base is kind of out of control. I'm kind of hoping they don't go too crazy on the character creation.
Why
Oh, they will. They
do
will.
you fear the Sonic inflation porn?
Oh man.
Exactly, yo. I've seen some crazy stuff. Like there are some seriously disturbing Sonic fans out there.
Yeah, Rule 34.
Almost to be a Sonic fan.
Here's the thing. I think the problem here is that Sonic fans get so early in their life cycle into that, and there are some weird fans in that, and that gets spread, and that's what's happening. There were just one or two people that are weird, and then it's spread. That's the reason why fetishizing things can be kind of dangerous from time to time. Nintendo, take note. Be careful with the tentacles.
But no, that disturbs me the most about the Sonic fan bases. These are like grown ass men. They should not be liking this. Well, like you can like whatever you want, but you shouldn't be going this extreme with your fanboyism towards this game. Like I can see somebody like a teenager and they like it. Like, all right, fine. But when you're a grown ass man and you liking Sonic the way you do, I'm looking at you a little sus.
Some of those people grew up on Rouge the Bat. They can't get away.
I don't even. I grew up on Rouge the Bat, and I didn't even find her all that attractive. I didn't even care about her. I'm like, what's everybody find so damn sexual about?
Whatever. Rouge the Bat was awesome. Like I love her. Like I really did. I just liked her sly attitude. I loved her theme song, like "Fly of Freedom." I love her and Knuckles like sexual tension. It's hilarious.
I've never looked
Oh my
at
god,
Sonic
I'm
that
over
way.
the lava. You can't tell me.
I mean, the song.
Listen, oh my god. And then I admit, I even like that she's a gold digger. I was like, this bitch, she's fine. She was just so her own little character, her own little baddie ass character. I loved her. I really do. I do love Rouge the Bat. So. Nope. No, she is not, man. Knuckles got.
So wait,
Knuckles
you
got
guys
tools,
are
all right?
Sonic forces?
He the only one that can get him. Get it?
Gotta get to that.
Because he can
Weird.
dig.
All right, so what did we leave off with? Was it the Persona dancing topics, or did we get through that?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
we were. You asked if we would buy that and how it looks like, and I hypothesized what kind of story would be in the third one. No, maybe we can hypothesize.
We
about
haven't
the
talked about Persona Q2 yet, though.
Oh god, please not.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Jump into that.
Okay.
Persona Q2. I love Persona, but I don't think I'm gonna get that one. I really
Here's one of the hard
What?
truths. Of all of the spin-off games, Persona Q was the worst. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. It's just that even I wouldn't touch it, and I like games that are really old school. But even I, oh god, no.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
I was never
I can't
into
get behind
the-
the whole ethnicity thing. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't be going
same.
into a dungeon having to create a map, fucking plotting everything, the doors, the chests, locked doors, and all that stuff. I can't do that. Like I don't want to do that. I'm already slugging through this dungeon. You're gonna make it even longer for me. Like, nah, I can't do it. I tried
on the
on too
flip
many
side-
occasions.
On the flip side, we had this Shin Megami Tensei 4 game that looked way better and was more adhering to the gameplay mechanics of a Persona game. So I don't know why we're still going with this other crap, because it goes against the gameplay philosophy here. It's just not good. It's long, it's tedious, and it's not very interesting.
And it's chibi.
Well, that's not my problem
exactly.
here.
They were going in for that that chibi style look. I don't know why they got extra honesty into it with the gameplay and the making map stuff. Like you said, I could have just took SMT4 and been done with it for that, but I guess they didn't have enough time to create something, so they wanted to, I guess, give it to another developer.
Think so. I don't think so. I think the idea is to give it to that developer because they own this developer and they probably want to just see what it can do. After all, I mean, it was successful. It's just, I don't know, man. It just feels a little bit weird. Maybe they just they just don't want to break tradition. That's probably all. They just don't want to break tradition.
Yeah, every time a new freaking Estrian Odyssey demo comes out, I keep trying it. I say, okay, maybe I'll give this one a try, but I just can't do it. It's just not fun for me.
Yeah, it's a
No,
very
you're right. I do the same
specific
thing.
type of dungeon crawler that, yeah, I mean, you really need to get into them to get into them.
Yeah,
It's like getting into Monster Hunter games. They're definitely a niche.
Yeah.
that's another series I couldn't get into.
It's weird because I'll play a game like God Eater, but I won't play Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Same.
here.
Maybe it's just a style choice, you know?
I think also
Yeah, I'm not a
playing
Monster
with
Hunter fan
friends, like I think that makes it a little bit better.
But yeah, anyway, what's next?
Let's see. We got Fire Emblem Warriors. Of course, you guys know about Fire Emblem Warriors. The thing about Fire Emblem Warriors is that it's actually going to have permadeath.
That's kind of weird for a game of that type.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
like
is it like a long campaign then?
Well, I think so. Yeah, it's going to be like a campaign style. But if a character dies, they're not like going to die completely. You just won't be able to use them. You know, they'll still appear in like the story, but you won't be able to use them at all.
Oh,
So it's going to be like a casual classic
I
mode.
think that'd be pretty fun for a warrior style game, mainly because usually in warriors games there's so many warriors to like actually use. So if a character die, it'll give you a chance to try out some other characters. So
Yeah, I think
that's a good idea.
It could work, but I'm kind of worried. But
I'm worried
maybe
when
that's just
characters
me.
die off screen and you can't do much about it. Like, come save me, and then you're like, I'm coming. Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, I mean,
I do
again,
have total faith after Hyrule Warriors.
I like those kind of games, so it's good for me.
yeah, same here.
I really enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. I mean, one, because Zelda, but two, like, it was just nice to see, like, you know, the Zelda cast do, like, badass movements. Because, you know, when Link uses the fire wand, I mean, it's just, you know, fire. It's not as, like, grandeur and as exciting as it was in, you know, the Hero series.
Like legit
if you will, for the
choreography.
Dynasty Warriors, whatever.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like interest. It's
Yeah,
pretty interesting
you know?
what they did with that, and I think Nintendo could learn a lot from that. Just because the supporting cast of most of the Zelda games has little to nothing to do most of the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Ganondorf is the master of evil. He has an army. He wants to fight, and you assemble some generals, and they're all cool. I mean, that's what I think it's good about it. It unites the world in a more interesting way, and that's why I think it's sometimes good to just give another company a shot. And maybe they finally make me play a Fire Emblem game for that. Not counting on it.
I just need them to put it on a
That's actually a
major
good
HD
way to
console.
look at it. No, I agree. It's a really good way to look at it.
Like I always say, the best warrior games are the ones that are actually Dynasty Warrior games.
Correct.
I mean, has anybody actually played Dynasty Warrior games?
I haven't
I
played
guess
them since
so.
the PS2, but they weren't like once I started seeing them doing anime style warrior games or other spin-off style warrior games. Yeah, I was done with the Dynasty Warrior series.
I mean, I play them. I actually like them. I have learned some interesting things, especially that apparently Omega Force doesn't, put the newest Dynasty Warriors mechanics in their anime games from time to time, and that makes them kind of harsh to play because they have moved away from territory control and are more into the general destruction and stuff like that. There are more interesting things now. It plays smoother, not that repetitive anymore. I mean, as non-repetitive as you can go with that kind of gameplay.
Even the Samurai Warrior games are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they utilize the same mechanics, so you have a good taste for them. What a real Dynasty Warrior game would look like. But of course, we have a problem that as of now, the story has been told to death.
I can only say shit about Lubu so many times.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But hey, it teaches me a lot of Chinese history. That's nice.
I mean, the next one is fully open world, and nobody really knows how they're going to pull that off yet.
At least they try to
it's
experiment
like
with the series.
MMO type.
That's kind of interesting most of the time.
Yeah, I guess.
So wait, the next Dynasty Warriors is going to be an open world game?
Yeah.
But still with the same sort of mechanics, like big battles and that sort of thing, but open world somehow.
Are you going to be able to create a character in that one? It seems like you should be able to create a character.
You're already
not in that
able
one,
to
I
do
don't
that.
think.
Oh, okay. I actually really like create a character in Samurai Warriors.
Yeah, they've kept the same character creation from like PS3 into PS4, so all the cool accessories are still there. That's always nice.
Yeah.
But
What I
now
like
they
about Soul Calibur
update.
3.
But now they updated the engine, and I'm pretty sure that next time we do that, it's not in there. But It was nice as long as it lasted.
I mean, that was the nightmare of Soul Calibur. Like once they switched to 4, they just dropped all the outfits and gave you like maybe 10% of what they used to have.
Yeah.
As soon as Talon wasn't in the game anymore, I didn't want to play.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah, what happened to Soul Calibur? Soul Calibur. When was the last Soul Calibur game that came out?
5.
It was Soul
Like a
Calibur
shitty mobile
5.
game.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that was between that, but we
I
don't
don't
want to
acknowledge
talk about it. But yeah, let's just say that.
I figured Soul Calibur will be right there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Namco didn't put any kind of interest into the series as of now. Soul Calibur 5 was a disgrace. Soul Calibur 4 was acceptable because I was like, yeah, they have a new engine, they plan out, let's wait 2 years. And
It was the
and then-
cameos.
it was the cameos, and it's like, I was like, okay, you're just testing water with this new console and what it can do. And then Soul Calibur 5 came out and was like, oh god, fuck me. It was terrible. It was really terrible.
Do you like any specific character? Because they're not there anymore. Instead, they're
Yeah.
old or dead.
Ugh. Or what I really what pissed me off about Soul Calibur 5 the most was the fact that they changed the fluidity of combos, meaning that you had always to pause after a combo, even if it would perfectly fit. This was made to, adjust for lag. That was funny because it broke the game completely. Fucking shit.
All right, let's move on to another topic here. We got a couple topics and some questions that I'm gonna get through. Anybody seen Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
Yeah, I've seen
Pokemon
it.
Light and Rock.
Wait, if you're talking about
Yeah.
Gonna do with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, then I'm gonna tap out of this. I don't think I'm even gonna get it because all it is pretty much to me looks like a recoloring.
It's just black. It's like Black and White 2, so it takes place in the same universe, same assets, a lot of the same characters, but it'll have a new story, a new.
But the new Pokemon that's showing up with new forms, it doesn't seem that they're gonna be adding anything substantial to it. So that's the big thing about Pokemon. You add new Pokemon or new forms, but this new Lycanroc form.
Mm-hmm.
They're
it's
getting
like they're-
really lazy.
Wait, I guess I didn't see it. No,
Yeah, I
okay.
mean-
There are new forms or whatever. Like I thought. Hold on.
It's not really that big of a change than the Lycanroc form. Like they basically combined Midnight Lycanroc or took some assets from Midnight Lycanroc and put them on the daytime Lycanroc.
Yeah, what's it called? Dusk form.
Yeah,
What?
it's pretty stupid.
Okay.
It's like
So,
it really
but what-
it really confuses it really confuses me because they haven't really added anything new. We're still not done with some of these Alola form or what they are called. They haven't even added that to all Pokemon of the games. Then we have still not any Mega Evolutions of any Pokemon. They're really lagging behind, and it's like they have this big roster, and it's like, no, cut it down, please. It's just it just pisses me off at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
would
at the
like
end
to
of the
see-
day,
Wow, it
it's
is literally
about
just the
collecting
recoloring,
Pokemon.
though.
Yep.
It really is just the recoloring. I guess
So
with
now
like some
they're
fluff
too
on the back, I guess.
Shinies.
That's it.
Come out
Wow,
with it
I don't
way
even know if
too
it's a new
fast.
type.
I said it before that Pokemon does this thing, and I think it's stupid. A lot of it could just literally be DLC because people were saying how it's like the same story but from a different point of view. I'm like, that sounds like DLC, not an extra $40. So, what they're gonna add
but look,
a
they just
few
needed
new
to pump
Aloha
something out.
Pokemons.
They just need to pump something out so they have time to make that new Switch one.
Or,
I don't
or
think
they
that
could
new
just
Switch one is going to be
add
anything good.
DLC.
I think
It's
that
going to be like a mainline
No,
game
so-
or something like that.
It is a mainline game. Yeah, they confirmed.
yeah, for the console.
It's a mainline. They confirmed it's a mainline. It's going to be like all the other Pokemon games that are released. All the mainline Pokemon games that are released.
Yeah, correct.
That.
At least that's what they
know.
say.
Hopefully
had
it's got better
He
Ah,
graphics.
had to
no.
have an interview after that where he had to confirm that because nobody believed him.
I got to see that when it comes out. With
I think
all
that they
new-
even just I think they just announced it because they heard so much backlash from the Pokemon stream that they said, you know what, let's just tell them we're making one because that's what everybody's waiting for.
If they want to move Switch consoles, that's all they needed to make.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
True.
It was like Red and Blue 2. People will buy that in droves easily.
Like I don't know why
Nintendo
doesn't. They just
so
don't
easy.
get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I would like to see mega forms of Gen 2 Pokemon. Favorite.
It's like they don't even add to what we want, you know? They're not even consistent with a... Yeah, they just didn't add anything to the old things, and it's like there's one of the biggest problems that I have is that the Pokemon roster was never rebalanced, you know? There's still Pokemon from the first generation that can't do shit without a Mega Evolution because they're way too underpowered, because there is actual power creep in Pokemon. How the fuck did that happen?
They've been old. They're old, forgotten to time.
But they're still iconic. I don't know what's the problem here.
General Pokemon that's still relevant, I think, is Mewtwo. That's about the only Mew and Mewtwo for the most part.
Man, the rest are considered underdogs because they have too little stats.
Okay, so Satoshi Tajiri did like going on the same line that, you know, they don't give us what they want. Satoshi Tajiri, who's the director for Pokemon, said, "You all think you have great ideas for Pokemon games, but if I actually listened to all of you and combined all your ideas into a game, it would be unplayable and monstrous. We laugh at you at Game Freak."
Yes, because you cannot put the ideas of around 60 million people in one game. That's ridiculous, even from their perspective.
This is what he said. He said, "Whenever I receive one of these rants, I go to the development floor and read it out loud to all the Game Freak employees in a mocking voice, and we all laugh at you."
Yeah, wondrous. That's a good idea. Laughing about your fan base. Yeah, that helps.
I mean, if it's universally one idea, then they could do. Then they can do something with that. But if they're trying to take everybody's idea, then that's, of course, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think this is also the reason why I think the best things that have come out for Pokemon in the last few years were actually fan-made games and kind of conversions and that tabletop game that were really good made from fans. But the Pokemon itself, they don't do really much. They are just adhering to that formula. I mean, it's not that the games are bad. It's just that they are devoid of new ideas. And I mean, they made the idea of making gym battles different, and that's nice. But that's only one step. That's one step that they basically took from a fucking second season of the anime. And that was a filler arc.
Oh yeah, with the Orange Island.
Am I the only one that actually want the gym battles to go back to the way they used to be? I kind of.
I'd rather have the eight badges.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give contests just back as an alternative, so you don't have to do that. It's like
I actually like contests.
Contests are nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. Why not make it this kind of thing that you choose if you want to go contest or battle route? You know, so you can choose whatever you want. And the other thing is always optional.
Probably too much
so you
choice
can
there.
move on with a story. Yeah, I know, but
Damn.
choices, they are important.
Contests would actually be a lot harder than gym battles, probably.
But yeah, Pokemon, it's what it is.
So what's a JRPG you hated, but you came back to when you ended up loving it?
It's funny we talked about Disgaea today, but I think Disgaea was one for me. Let me tell you why. So the first game I played from was it NIS, was Soul Nomad way back on the PS2, and I'm one that loved flashy, over-the-top attacks, and Soul Nomad just had all that right off the bat as soon as you start the game. But I jumped onto Disgaea because it was made like by the same people, and I was like, you know, this doesn't look as good as Soul Nomad, so I wasn't really feeling it. But then, like a couple months later, I got back into it, and Disgaea has become one of my favorite game series of all time.
I actually played Soul Nomad.
I can't think of a JRPG that I hated as I was like a kid, I guess, and then as I got older, I came back to it and I liked it. I can't think of one.
For
Not
me, it's definitely
really.
Final Fantasy 12.
Mm.
It with a passion when it first came out. I was so against the change to it not being turn based to it being more MMO style. I hated Vaughn. Couldn't stand the little punk. I wanted Balfour to be the main character so bad. I still do. Don't get me wrong. But then I cooled down a little bit, came back to it, ended up loving it, and I'm playing it right now. And damn, I can't put it down. Like.
I heard that a lot about Final Fantasy 12, actually. Like, a lot of people really enjoyed whatever changes they made. Like, I've never played Final Fantasy 12. I haven't played the old one. I haven't played this new Zodiac Age one. I haven't played none of them. But I've just heard that, like, this new one, Final Fantasy 12, is just... Everyone is really enjoying it a lot. So, I don't know what they did, but...
I mean, look, the problem with Final Fantasy 12 is that I just don't understand why they had to make still think it's the worst opening for a Final Fantasy game ever. For the first 3 hours, where they just completely, like, they just don't give you a battle system, basically. And it makes it seem like it's an awful game. And I don't know why they held back gambits and just basically the entire battle system for the first 3 hours.
Yeah, it does
seem to
take
be a
slow
theme. It seems to be a theme of newer Final Fantasy games to drag out the start of a game. I mean, come on, Final Fantasy 13 did that for around 40 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, having to, because before you get the gambits, you have to physically retarget every single enemy. So if you attack 2 enemies, you'll kill one, and then you have to actually go and press like X 4 times to retarget the other one. I don't know why they would make that a thing for like the first 3 or 4 hours.
Well, I think if you set the gambits up, if you set it to like, I think it's like foe, and you put any foe, they'll just automatically start attacking the next one.
Yeah, but you don't get the gambits for like the first couple of hours. That's why, I mean, it's like the worst opening ever.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm skipping a lot and I'm putting everything at times 4 speed, so yeah, it does take a while to start up. I mean, I'm like 10 hours into Final Fantasy 12 right now, but I had to start over because I had the wrong classes, the wrong jobs for each character, and I didn't mind doing that starting over because they had the times 4 speed up. Just makes
the remake is really good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
I mean, good that they fix old problems. That's nice. I may have told you that, but the fact is, I don't hate Final Fantasy 12. I just didn't know that it existed for a long time at all. I mean, it seems kind of weird, but back then this game came out, the only thing that I saw was a very short report in a magazine once, and that was all. And nobody talked about it. It's not that there was hate around it. It was just like nobody talked about it. And it's just faded into obscurity. It's kind of weird. I was actually kind of... What was I doing at the time? I don't know. I can't remember.
Square Enix goes in on their marketing, so I didn't think you didn't see that much of Final Fantasy 12.
You have to
heavily marketed.
Yeah, it is heavily marketed, but you have to understand, Germany is different. Video game commercials were not a thing at the time. So
over here in Australia, the only thing I can remember marketing-wise for Final Fantasy 12 was like all of these articles that were Square Enix basically telling their fans that they're changing what they loved.
That's kind
of
all
weird.
I could
remember. That's all I could remember.
I remember those.
They're like, oh, this sort of has a different thing. That's the only like marketing we got over here.
Huh. Weird. I mean, advocating change can be a good thing, sometimes. Sometimes it's detrimental. I don't know.
So I guess like everybody can't really think of what's the game they played that they hated at first.
I mean, okay, I hated Final Fantasy X back when I first started playing it, and I still hate it in a way because I hate the story. I hate that the main bad guy is a giant black shark fin. It's just so stupid. But I do appreciate everything else about the game now that I have played it fully.
I mean, I love Final Fantasy X. It's like the first time I played it. I really didn't mind Final Fantasy X at all.
That was my first Final Fantasy, and I wasn't really moved by it. I don't know. It didn't do anything for me either. Like I didn't get to the well. Is Jack the final boss? Spoiler, I guess. Is that what it is? Because that's where I got. I never beat him. He had like 2 pillars, and then it was like him. Okay, that's where I got, and I never beat him, and then I just never went back to it.
Yeah, daddy issues to the max.
Yeah. Jess had daddy issues? I thought Titus did.
Well, no, but he has to confront him.
It's kind of weird.
I vaguely remember.
Kind of weird.
This whole hoopla, but I just didn't care for that game. And I'm sure if I went back to it, I'm sure I also wouldn't care for it still. So I just haven't.
I think Final Fantasy X was right at this like critical point at which Final Fantasy, I tended to like it a lot, but I guess sort of like this Nomura effect. I think all the games that have came after that have definitely been a lot more linear, a lot more weird in the story department. I think that was where it started, was right at 10, but we didn't notice it as much back then. But really, that game is almost as linear as 13 in some ways.
Yeah, I have problems going back on this game just because, I don't know, at first the idea of a sphere grid was nice, but then I realized how shallow the system can be. And that's what really, really makes me kind of weirded out by the system. I don't know. Maybe I'm just liking the concept of a level up more than just collecting points for going and buying some small increments. It's kind of like these upgrade systems that we have in other games. It's not really substantial, in my opinion, from time to time. Maybe it just didn't click with me.
I mean, real quick, but on Final Fantasy X is that it was linear. Don't get me wrong, but its world was way more rich and way more interesting than Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the interesting part. I don't know, because Final Fantasy 13 did never really start telling me something about the world in any kind of interesting detail, because all of the characters were already immersed in it, but not we as the players. So I can't even tell how rich the world of Final Fantasy 13 is, but I know a lot more about 10's world to feel more connected to it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 13, I could not understand the story at all.
I feel like
it's a lot of long reading.
I feel like when Nomura writes stories,
I know a lot.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I feel like when Nomura writes stories, he writes them like he designs his characters. His characters have like belts and things flying all over the place. When he writes a story, it's kind of the same way, and it's not the right. It's not the right move.
Well, a zipper is nice, but it needs to have a purpose, I guess.
It's great if you're trying to make like gacked-looking pretty boys, but not so much for making a concise story that people can follow.
It's also that people accuse him of actually being the reason why the Cloud emo thing is actually a thing, because I don't remember Cloud being an emo in Final Fantasy VII. It was only the spin-off games that made him look like that. Yes, but I think that was granted from the story for him, and he was never that after that or before that. He was down, and he was definitely really, really legit down, and that's okay, You have to have a down moment for your characters from time to time. You cannot be always happy-go-lucky.
Hey, didn't that start with Kingdom Hearts? With Kingdom Hearts, he started being really down all the time.
Yeah,
it was this. He was unbearable.
Really down.
This was already the problem is that both of these things came around the same time. So yeah, it was this time, and all of that is from Nomura, because he wasn't a part of Final Fantasy VII in general. He only designed the characters. He never wrote the characters or anything of that. And it's kind of weird that after that, Nomura took these characters and turned them into the, let's say, most popular incarnations, but also the most wrong incarnations. It's just not right, in my opinion. It's also kind of stupid because Advent Children seems so petty in general. It's like, come on, Cloud, living with this hot girl who basically begs you to bang her. It's like, no.
There's no way he's not interested.
It's nobody can be. That's stupid.
Dilly-dally, shilly-shally.
All right, so what's I think we answered this question like a while back, but what's everybody's least favorite JRPG?
Probably
Right now, Drakengard 3 until further notice.
Oh,
that's a lie. Actually, And
Wait, you
I
talking
don't
about
like Legend of
gameplay
Legacy.
wise?
That
Because you
was
guys
pretty
be
lame.
raving that.
That final boss pisses me off.
Yeah, Dragon Guard 3, the fucking rhythm game. Yeah, fuck that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that final boss. Final boss
game
is
goes
hella
pretty well.
bullshit. But no,
I had
I
to
think my
sit there
least
too.
favorite JRPG game. You know what's okay? Have you guys heard of Legend of Legacy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have
Wait,
a
that's on
collector's
PlayStation,
edition
right?
for that game.
No. Yeah, I got the collector's
It's on
edition
3DS.
too. Worst mistake ever. And like it was like it was for
Oh,
the
that
3DS.
makes
Yeah,
no
and it was
sense.
really okay. No, well, what doesn't make any sense about it? Imagine a JRPG with like the most bare bones story, and then and then take away some bones because it just didn't even have that. You know, it was like you find this new world and go explore it. And then, like, it's not like you found a crystal that was like, oh man, it tells about the ancient people who were here, and that explains why this war is about to happen in some other nation or some shit. Like, it was just explore. And, like, I like exploring, but I like exploring with a purpose, you know? And if you ever want to know what it's like to play a JRPG with no story, this is that game. Because it had actually a really cool gameplay mechanic featuring, like, a kind of a tug-ins, and that was really cool, but it just... Oh man, I was so bored. I got to the final boss, and then I was fighting the final boss for like an hour, and I was like, you know what? I don't care about what happens actually. So
Oh wait, is this a 3DS game?
Then
Yeah, 3DS
Yes.
game by Furayu.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Legend of Legaia.
I was thinking
Well, that was
about
a lot
that
better.
too
Yeah.
the first time yeah, when she said it.
that's what everyone thinks at first. The Legend, like, it was painfully boring. And like when you got someone to join your team, literally they just magically showed up at your town for some reason, and then you were like, "Hi," and they were like, "Hey, you're probably gonna ask me to join your team." Sure. I don't know if I want to. I'm on a task. Don't ask me what that task is. Okay. And then you could say no, and then you come back, and then they just be like, "Want to join up?" All right. Like there was just like no substance. It's like literally if you're going to the grocery store and you're talking to someone and you're just like, "Hey, I'm on a quest to find milk." All right, I might join you, but I don't know if I like.
I remember downloading the demo to Legend of Legacy. I thought it was okay, and I was gonna buy it, but I just like there was just too many JRPGs coming out at the time that I couldn't actually get it. A lot of people saying it was a pretty bad game.
Yeah, look, from what I understand,
looked great.
It was it's Furayu was the only developer for that game, and generally they just do like they help development for other studios because they're quite small. And the only other game they had fully developed all by themselves was Unchained Blades, which was basically the same sort of thing, but instead of an RPG, it was just like a stock standard action game. So they don't get they don't have a whole lot of stuff, and they don't get a whole lot of budgetary requirements from I think was it Namco who published that? I can't remember, but whoever their like publisher was, they don't get a whole lot of love.
No,
it was published by
no. Well, yeah. Well, they need to step up their damn story game. If they had a good story, the game really would be bearable. Like, because like I said, the gameplay was actually pretty cool. The graphics, fine. I'm kind of over the chibi style of games, but whatever, fine, chibi style. Cool, like pop-up map. All right, cool. That was pretty fresh. Gameplay, love the elements. Placement of characters, fun. The story and the dialogue, please get new writers and get writers. Don't even get new writers, just get writers. Like shit, Damn.
Oh, take Nomura.
So, yeah.
I mean,
no.
Talking about Nomura is just like, he makes your story interesting, convoluted, sometimes stupid, but interesting. You can't deny that.
That's true. I guess I would take Nomura. Was like, I'll create a story for the next Legend of Legacy game. I'd be like, you know what? Fine, whatever. At least it's a fucking story.
Look, can I just say that Nomura was the director of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 HD at the same time, which nobody should have to do that at the same time, and he was still fucking moonlighting, making characters for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Get back and do your damn job, Nomura. Get back in the fucking office.
Stay away from my Xenoblade. Leave that to Takahashi. He knows what he's doing.
Dude should not be moonlighting at other studios when he's directing two of the biggest video game projects in recent memory.
I think that is probably one of the problems with Square Enix lately is they're taking way too much on.
Yeah, they like to announce games but not finishing them.
Mm-hmm.
Everything like Final Fantasy 15 finally came out after like 10 years. Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out. Yeah, that's God. Yeah, that was my least favorite JRPG, Final Fantasy 15. Well, more recent. And I was actually really mad at the game. Like, really,
I'm with you there. I was going to say controversial pick, but my least favorite JRPG right now is Final Fantasy 15 because I hate it. Day. I played it. I finished it. I haven't played any of the DLC, and I will never play any of the DLC unless they make an entire DLC pack that's like 10 hours long of
that's what they need.
Characters only for half an hour.
What's up with that multiplayer? Anybody look into that? I haven't even checked it out.
I don't even know what it is.
You gotta be.
Who wants multiplayer in Final Fantasy?
Exactly. Exactly.
And now they're basically with their creator studio making these fucking DLC packs. They take like 3 months to make a 2-hour DLC pack. Like when we have other projects to worry about, just move on.
Nope, they can't. Like because you know it's Square Enix. They forgot what the meaning of Final Fantasy VII was because they can't move on. They just can't. Leave it alone, Square. Leave it alone.
I mean, I'd like to see what they wind up doing, but I'm also skeptical as hell about it.
Yeah, but this is like making a like making a musical product in an asylum. You know, you don't know what you're getting. It's definitely interesting, but do you really want to watch it?
We'll see. I have yet to see a trailer with Tifa in it.
I'm not sure.
They nerfed Tifa. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I would use her anyway, but that probably would. That's the thing. Is like I'll buy it just because of that. It's shallow, but I will. Whether it's any good, completely separate.
You know what? I think this is the idea. Let's change the art style. Final Fantasy VII remake to chibi style. Then nobody gets what he wants to have.
Probably. They actually remake Final Fantasy VII and they made chibi style. I would have been mad.
But at least they could finish it in a week, probably. Weeks.
This is Square Enix. That's what it still took them like 5 or 10 years.
But yeah, we just.
There was a hilarious Twitter post after they announced Kingdom Hearts coming in 2018 or coming 2018, and somebody just added 2018 days from now.
Oh yeah. I think Shintai brought that up last time. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. Which is pretty believable.
Over 2 days.
Sad.
It's like wow, one day Square, this.
It's like Toy Story is nice and all.
Story's great. I would definitely love to. I'm gonna love to play Toy Story.
Pretty fucking amazing. That's the only thing that makes me realize. Oh, you're actually doing work.
Yeah,
it's actually doing happening.
Oh,
that's
man.
28.
I'm just going all the way back to Legend of Legacy, just to advocate for Fu Ryu, who are currently developing a game called The Alliance Alive, and it is story focused. So it actually follows 9 protagonists, and it constantly switches through the story until they all meet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll kind of be like Legend of Legacy, but with a story.
But it's the same developers?
Yeah, same developers, Fu Ryu.
So then maybe it'll be better gameplay wise.
I hear they have a bigger budget and more time to make this game.
All right.
I'd say my least favorite JRPG has got to be something that had no right to be bad, and that would for me be Lunar Dragon Song. The Lunar Dragon Song, because I grew up on Lunar and Lunar 2. Those games were amazing on the PS1 and stuff. this gorgeous anime cutscenes and whatnot. And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make a sequel." I was super excited about that. They're gonna put it on the DS. I was like, "Oh,
I remember that.
How are you gonna put animated cutscenes on a DS?" And they were making promises that they would, and that was one of the big appeals. Then the game came out, and it's sad because I want to like it, but it's awful. It's extremely awful. They took out all that stuff. Probably the dumbest things in the battle system is that you can't choose your target. It's like it chooses for you who you attack.
Huh?
You just tell them, "I want to attack." And it'll pick
It's
like
a turn-based system, and it choose which one to attack. That will make no sense.
Yeah, you just tell them attack, and it'll do the rest. And then the other worst mechanic is that when you go into battle, you can only get either experience or items. But
No, what game is this?
Lunar Dragon Song.
No, fuck that game. Whatever that is, fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was awful because it's like, oh, you have to come here to level up, then you've got to come here all the way again every time some douchebag asks you to pick up a drop or something.
That sounds like one big experiment that went terribly, terribly wrong.
Yeah, and they were using, this really amazing IP and license and stuff that is extremely classic. I don't know why they fucked that up. But instead, it's just not at all what anybody asked for.
What was the Lunar game that came out on the PSP?
That was a remake of the very first one.
That was
okay.
Kind of not simplified, but a little bit easier than the PS1 one, but it was still pretty fun.
Yeah, I still like the PS1 versions better.
Me too.
At the same time, yeah, it's like the squash and stretch of the graphics look kind of silly, but no, it's still a good release.
So I wanted to play that one, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, anybody else naming their least favorite JRPGs, or?
I have talked about them enough, I guess, over the past month, so I don't need to tell you. You can figure it out yourself. Just watch old episodes.
Okay, but look, I seem to say Final Fantasy 15, there's one reason I hate it more than anything else, and it's because, it had Nomura as director for so long, like the first 400 years of development, and then Tabata took over and made it. So, with Nomura being the director, that should have been a game with good or interesting character designs, and it just fucking wasn't. It has the most uninspired, worst character designs I've ever seen, apart from Ravis and Ariana, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, you might be right, because I ain't like the boy band design. Didn't care for
You could cosplay by just walking into any shopping mall. Like, you could just pick up all the stuff they're wearing. I don't want, some guy doing these amazing mystical things, wearing fucking a leather jacket and jean shorts.
Yeah, they look like a hot topic on a sports car. I know, but what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know. That game was weird because they focused so much effort onto when they finally started showing the new stuff for Final Fantasy 15. It's like, look at how realistic this food looks. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a flying fuck about how good the eggs slosh around on the plate.
Yes, this cup noodle cup looks really realistic. Fucking cup noodles.
That was their keyword, though. It was realism, realistic, real, and it's a game called Final Fantasy. It's fantasy.
It doesn't feel very realistic in terms of the world building, though, because it's like, if you really think about the distance they had to drive before their car breaks down right at the damn beginning, that's right out the door. You can just go and watch on a mountain the city they just left. So how shitty is that car? And then I feel like in Final Fantasy VII, once you get out of Midgar and you walk to that very first town, Calm, that distance that they traverse feels like the entire overworld of Final Fantasy 15. Instead, it's just diners. Those aren't towns; they're diners, and that's weird. And it doesn't make any sense that these random guys at diners would give you quests. I'll pay you if you slaughter some of these monsters. Not a believable world at all.
I mean, he's the prince of a freaking nation. So you telling me he doesn't have enough money? I don't know, get the car fixed easily or get an airship or something like that? Come on. I know that it was all about a journey or something like that.
Conan O'Brien play Final Fantasy 15 before it came out?
I see a little bit of that.
It's hilarious. Right at the start, he's just we were promised a mystical adventure and we're pushing a car to Las Vegas.
Oh my god.
And they get to like, you know, the city with like all the ribbons. He's like, oh, so what? Now we're in Venice now. And then, you know, they're all like freaking out about the wedding dress and like, yeah, let's just four guys out in the town in dress.
What lost it for me is that damn mobile game they keep showing ads for.
Oh yeah.
Was it like the fourth mobile game?
I see it everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is it? It got to a point where I almost went to the App Store and downloaded it.
I saw it on fucking Tinder. I'm not joking. It was one of the advertisements on Tinder. I was like swiping right, and I was like, "New Empire, fuck that, left that shit."
And now you know JRPG is on Tinder, meaning he's open for dating. Call him now.
Hey,
we put a Tinder link into the description just for you.
Look, I need all the help I can get.
All right, so we gotta get through a couple of these questions from Ideological Boredom on Twitter. He had like 10 questions or 20 questions.
Because
so
he's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
do
weird.
a couple of them. Yeah,
There's a few I was actually interested in talking about too.
I'm like, this guy has to check out his autism. This is not nice anymore.
This is an interesting question. What games that you guys played to completion left you saying, how do people even like this game?
Final Fantasy 15.
Well, you have to actually play it to completion, though.
I did. I played it to completion.
Well, okay, complete versus beat.
I don't know. I don't complete games. I beat them. Once I beat them, I'm good. I'm happy. Like, I play some extra stuff if I want to, but, like, I'm not a completionist. I'm not a masochist, so it's... Yeah.
No, you kind of play games, like, you finish games that you don't like.
Oh, do I finish games? Yeah, but I thought we were talking about completing. Like, as in, like, you get all the trophies, you get, you know, you do everything the game has to offer.
That damn platinum.
But here's the thing. If we have to ask this essential question, meaning that we have played 100% of a game and ask, why do people like it? Aren't we crazy in the first place because we force ourselves to complete a game that we don't really like or don't know why anybody likes it? It's kind of a oxymoron question.
I don't know. I think he might have just meant finish the game, got the credits, and then you're just like, why the fuck do people like this game? Like maybe that's what it was. I'm not sure, but it says to completion. So I never actually did that.
I don't think there's anybody that didn't like a game want to platinum the daggone game.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know anybody who would do that unless they're like a trophy whore or something like that. They just need that platinum.
I can think of a game that I did complete that isn't Final Fantasy 15 that I don't know why people like, and it's not a JRPG. It is The Last of Us.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hey, whoa.
I don't know why people like it.
I enjoyed the crap out of The Last of Us. I love that game.
Wow.
I mean, I like pushed myself through it because I have to see the end of this, but I really was not enjoying any of it.
Wow.
It has something. I
mean, like, do you like stealth games or something like that, or like, did you not care for the story? Like, what happened there?
I mean, I didn't really care for the story. I really didn't care for the gameplay at all. I just really didn't care for it.
The first couple minutes, like with the father, Joel and his daughter, you didn't care for that part?
No.
The only thing I would say,
I don't give a crap about anybody in that universe.
So here's my thing. I know what he's talking about. The oversaturation of zombie media has made us kind of mute against this kind of thing because we have seen it all the time. I have seen so many fathers carrying their daughters through kind of war zones and stuff like that. It's kind of mute at one point, you know? This is why I had my problems. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just that a game that I see, God damn it, it's just so conventional. You know, they're all telling you how unique this game is, and it's actually not. It's very conventional.
Not at all. I mean, I used to love Dead Rising games.
I mean, Dead Rising games were kind of fun. You know, but again, I think
Dead Rising 1 and Dead Rising 2 were really good.
Yeah, they were good.
3, and it just
we don't want to talk about it. We just don't want to talk about it.
I really got into the Dead Rising games.
Yep.
All right, so another
Moving
question
on, next
from him.
question.
Is this a year for gaming to recognize and appreciate the booty?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So look at like Arms
Because,
for
yeah,
You.
Nier
like,
Automata-
Appreciate
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say, especially Nintendo. I think they're just like starting to just run with
Catch
it.
on.
I
Yeah.
think once Nintendo starts to shift away from all their censorship nonsense, you know the battle is won.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, it's just a butt.
Nintendo's actually ever gonna go from
They know what they was doing with Twin Tail.
yeah, they know what they were doing because they know there's a fan base there for it, and they need this game. The copies I would sell because of Twin Tail, but
Yeah, like the official Nintendo Twitter even like zoomed in on some of the screenshots of her assets.
Oh yeah.
I can only imagine that it has something to do with the leadership because the leadership in Japan said, "You guys know that we have a bad reputation. Even we know that in our tower here. You know, it's time to move on, people. It's time to move on. Sex is real, man. What do you think? Why we have wives? Because we're rich, bitch."
Nintendo fan art is crazy. Let me say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
That
think
reminds me,
Nintendo fans
Helge,
are like the most vocal fans.
That reminds
I think they are too.
Yeah.
The Nintendo fans, like, they really go all out on their fan art.
I think they're also trying to
Okay.
defend their medium because it's always being bashed on, but
Yeah, for being childish and stuff.
yeah.
Hmm.
More
Can't we all just
questions,
love
and
each
get
other,
out of here.
except for people who are Microsoft fanboys?
I have a friend who's a
What
Microsoft
do they have to
fanboy,
live
and
for?
he doesn't even understand why he likes Microsoft so much. He just knew he grew up with it. He loved playing on Xbox Live, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, 360, those were kind of the golden ages for it. The early.
Yeah, I used to always remember going on 360, playing Gears with friends, and being. Yeah, I was kind of an asshole online completely, like just like complete cursing people out. I was out of control. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, it was fun. But now it's just like it's just whatever.
Mhm.
Microsoft just lacks the waifu material.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so one more question from Ideological Boredom. What's the most disturbing thing you've seen in any form of media?
Huh?
Ooh.
Like, even outside of gaming.
Thing you ever seen?
Oh,
Yeah,
like
even outside of gaming.
Oh, outside game? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the
So-
first thing I ever seen that was really disturbing to me. Growing up, I was a kid. I saw Berserk. I saw the eclipse.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, that
I
was
was just
good
like that kept me
times.
up at night
That was good. What are you
for a
talking
while
about?
there.
Man, shit. You kidding me? I could sleep
wait,
there.
wait. Are you talking
That's
about the third part?
What do you mean, like the main eclipse in the
Yeah,
golden
of
arc?
those movies.
Yeah, the
yes.
eclipse when
Okay,
that happened.
that was kind of messed up. Yeah.
everybody started dying left and right. You got demons
Yeah.
coming out, killing everybody, blood everywhere. Like that, I was just like, my jaw was literally down the whole time when that whole scene was happening. I was just like, I was also fascinated by it too because I kept watching it over and over.
That's
at the same time.
like Griffith just looking at guts the whole time he's doing it.
Dude, I love Griffith. I don't even care. Love him.
I mean,
This girl.
it's fucked
I
up,
do.
but you know. But
But
here's
I still love him.
Yep. Oh my god. Listen, I'm not saying he was the greatest man, all right? But he was the greatest man. I love like up until that point, I was like, all right, that wasn't cool. But like everything else, oh my god, why are you so attractive? Damn it.
Hey, Lady Pal, you watch Inuyasha?
Me? Yeah, like Shishomaru? Yeah.
I bet you like. Yeah, I was about to say. I bet you like Naraku and Shishomaru.
Raku.
Oh, Naraku was the big baddie, the demon, right? Who had like all those
Yeah,
tentacles.
yeah.
Naraku, nah, I was just Shishomaru. Just
Oh,
Shishomaru.
okay. Well, it had to be one of the.
Yeah. I'm not about the tentacle life. The tentacle life ain't me. You know, I'd choose the tentacle life. And the tentacle life still did not choose me, by the way, just so we're clear. But like,
I don't know.
Ain't
Territory
nothing
to
wrong with the
explore.
little tentacle.
yo, if that's what you're into, dude, whatever floats your boat. You have your marina.
No, I just know people that really like it.
I know those people. I am one of those people. Okay. All right.
So it's still kind of interesting that apparently nobody brings up Akira because that's shit really whoa.
Oh yeah,
That makes me
That's-
sad.
Man, Akira was
Yeah.
boring. What are you talking about? Akira was like Snoozeville.
What?
Yeah, I'll fucking throw down, dude. Oh, like, dude, Akira put my. Yo,
Am I hearing
Akira
this
put me
right
to, Yeah, dude, Akira put me to sleep. The only good parts about Akira was like when shit got weird, but like half of it was just I don't even remember what happened.
I know what
It was
she's
so boring.
I know
God
what
damn.
she's talking about, but the body horror here was just superb. It's
Like
still
for
gives
its
me
time,
chills.
the animation I get it. Like the ending where that guy started to get like discombobulated and just turned to a giant blob of whatever the fuck. Like all
Yeah,
that
that was
shit, I was
fun.
like,
That was fun to
wow,
watch.
I'm interested. This is crazy. But then there's other parts where it was like we're just riding motorcycles and we're being kids and jackasses and just doing stupid shit. I was like, all right, like you're hip, you're cool. Like what do you want? Like you know, it just took forever for shit to happen. Anything that like when the teddy bears were doing weird shit or whatever, I was like, oh man, what's going on? What's going on? But then it went back to just delinquents being delinquents, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like it was very like I still don't even know what the fuck Akira was supposed to be. Like apparently a genetic thing. I don't even know. Some kind of DNA. I don't know. I fell asleep. I'm sure.
I got to do a lore of that shit. Someday. See if I can get to the bottom of that. But
Like, do you want to explain to me what that was? That
I don't.
what
Actually, I haven't done my research. I need to. All I know is when I first watched it, my heart sank when the chick got smushed in all of
Yeah,
the
me
fat.
too.
That's
She asked for nothing. Well, no.
I did feel bad
Oh.
when the chick got smushed. I was like, damn, she was just a chick.
And she got beaten up like the rest of the movie, like everything in the beginning.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. She got punched in
Rip
the
her
face.
shirt off, punch her in the face. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
why? That's not nice.
It's even
Yeah. Yeah.
like you see her nosebleed. I was like, God damn.
I know. But I bet all the people here who like Akira, you also like Evangelion. You also like that other boring shit too, right?
Oh, I love Evangelion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about Evangelion, like, I mostly
Actually,
like
yeah.
it because of
Evangelion is hot.
the Evangelion designs. Like, they're just really cool looking.
The designs are cool. Like there's two things about like that are awesome about Evangelion. One is design. Two is the theme song. Oh my god, Cruel Angels Thesis.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Which
Deep Song
throws
is definitely,
me
yeah.
off.
Okay, yeah.
Which throws me off because like the song
And the
is so
ending
happy. The song is like so happy, so outgoing, and then like you watch the show and it's really depressing. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh damn.
I've never
Like-
loved.
I
That was the
remember
first time I
since
ever
you
heard
were a
"Fly
little
Me
bitch.
to the Moon" too. I was like, oh man,
It's
I
like-
love this song.
Going on there.
So I
Interesting.
gotta head out like right now, but just before I go, because we're talking about disturbing things, two things. One was Human Centipede 2, which was disgusting.
I was gonna say
Ew.
I did
second
stumble
one
on
is
a
so bad.
subreddit. I stumbled on a subreddit that was just Splatoon tentacle porn, which was
Oh,
also
God.
incredibly disturbing.
No thanks, I'm good. Have fun with that.
What the heck?
kids. They're kids.
Now I'm just curious.
Oh.
That really-
Gonna Google.
I'll send you a link
curious right
later,
here.
Shadow.
You're gonna be like
Yeah, I
Anakin,
know.
like just explore the deep web.
Oh, no. All right, well
Please.
enjoy the deep sea, boys. You guys do that, man.
Yeah, have fun.
Please,
Hey,
audience.
guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
No
Bye.
problem, man.
See ya.
I think second to Human Centipede 2, which is just disgusting.
Ugh.
For me, it would be in the same realm of anime and stuff like that. The Song of Saya, because that one disturbs me on a psychological level.
What's
even if
that?
It's not as it's a visual novel.
I never heard of
It's
Okay.
about this is kind of spoilerific, but it's also the whole premise is that this
Okay.
guy gets into like a car accident, and when he wakes up, his brain's all fucked up. Everything he sees is pretty much body horror. So like all the walls and things around him are made of membranes. All of his friends are these weird like
Hold on, what is
globular
it?
monsters.
What is this called?
Song of
What the
Saya or
heck?
I'm
Saya
on
no
it.
Uta. Yeah,
All right, I'm on it.
it's a short little visual novel, but it's amazingly horrific, and I love it. So
Oh.
everyone he sees is this disgusting membraney type of thing. All of his friends, when they talk to him, they're like spitting on him. It's like, just weird things. His whole life gets reversed. And when he was in the hospital, he saw this cute girl, the only person that looks human to him anymore. And he
Mhm.
starts living with her. He hates eating, he hates doing all these things, but she starts showing him food that he actually likes. And this person, Saya, Saya.
Yep,
But,
I found it. I'm there. I'm
Yeah,
watching.
somebody asked in the chat. But
Oh.
yeah, so the whole
is
twist, the whole twist is that the reason why he sees this girl as normal is because she's the only one that's not.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah, so it's
Wait,
reversed.
what?
So this guy, like, the one in reality, if everyone else were to look at Saya, they'd see this freaky, disgusting alien thing that he's been having like sex with.
Oh wait,
Ew!
wait, I'm looking at her. Isn't she a playable character in that?
She's a cute girl in
Ew!
his eyes only.
Yo, I'm just realizing who she is. She's a playable character in Nitro Plus Blasters.
She is, and that's why she's eating all that
I always
disgusting
wondered
stuff.
what in the world was that coming out of her.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all just like
It's
alien
a
membrane
game?
stuff.
I'm gonna look up Let's
It's-
Plays right now.
It's a visual
Yeah.
novel. Yeah, and
Yeah.
people played it. That's always good.
Oh, gross. Oh,
I
this
just-
is
I
nasty
just,
as shit.
I just love it. I just love it.
And he finds out that the food that
I'm
he's
actually gonna
eating
read
is
this.
all like
Mmm.
I knew-
tasty.
I knew the food was blood and guts and weird shit, right?
but it's the only
Right,
stuff
it's
that
like
looks normal
organs.
to him, and that's what
Right.
messes with it. And I think the most disturbing part is he's got this girl who likes him, has a crush on him. Now that he has this accident, she just looks like another one of those alien things. So he
Mhm.
rejects her. He treats her like crap because you're disgusting to me. You're this blob. But she tells him that she can turn her into a form he can like again. And so there's this scene where she must have been literally transformed into this alien. We don't see it. We see the reverse. But it's like just thinking that is the scary part because they don't ever show you flat out what Saya looks like. Like what she
Oh,
actually
they
looks
never-
like.
They never show you what Saya looks like? What the fuck?
You get a pretty damn good idea though. The thing is like you see the creatures that she's supposed to look like, but like zoomed out, you don't get a full
So,
idea.
get weird
real
out
quick,
and
so
at
just this
the
guy
same
gets
time,
into a car
fascinating.
accident, and then everything in life is like reversed. Is
Yeah.
that what you're telling me? But like, is he in a hospital the entire time?
He
or,
was
like,
in a
what's-
hospital at first. He got released, and then he's just been living this shitty existence with his college buddies, I guess, just barely making it through each day.
Okay,
Man.
but like, how do you live your life knowing that, like, I mean, like, how do you like actually continue to like function? Like, I'm going to school. Here's just a building of
Yeah, if I
membranes
saw
and
shit
shit.
like this.
Like, how do you?
Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah.
go crazy.
Well, that's why the
Here's-
beginning of it's so interesting because they're describing that process for him.
Also, he's a Japanese, so he's probably used to this process already.
But like, okay, so why is it called Song of Saya? Is it just like is this girl like constantly sing? Like, what's the?
She doesn't. Well,
What's the
actually, that's
house?
not true. Apparently, she was like designed, I think, by, or rather, no, she came to Earth somehow, and there was this professor that was researching her that she thinks of as her father figure and whatnot. And I guess she has this ability to, you know, turn others into herself. And at the end, she plans on basically finding a mate, a lover or something, which is this guy. And because of that, she's able to get kind of impregnated, I guess, and
Ew!
release into the world these spores. I guess her song is to release these spores out and basically turn everyone in the world into that. That's what the threat is at the very end.
Okay,
But-
so she's an alien though. She's evil though.
Well, that's the thing. She's not really evil in that regard. She's just different. Like,
Because the concept of good and evil cannot apply for somebody who has no concept of good and evil. Because because she has no value to us. For us, for her, it's looking like we are the animals. You know,
That is gross.
basically.
Oh, okay,
It
I
is.
see what you mean.
well,
I mean,
she's
I
a nice
agree.
person.
I
There's actually-
understand. I like the concept. I just still think it's fucking gross. I'm like looking at these pictures right now and trying
Oh, I
not
know.
to vomit. That's all.
It's extremely gross, but that's why it's
But-
fascinating.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
beautiful.
live for gross shit like this, so it's fine. I'm just, it's gross. I'm just.
I'm
Yeah,
down
like,
on
so it's
it.
got like 3 different endings. And they're all pretty
Cool.
crazy.
Oh my god, I'm gonna like fucking vomit.
Ah man, the whole
As
time
I
I was,
continue.
you mean tell me this the whole time I was using this character, I was like, what is this stuff coming out of her in the fighting game?
Yes,
know
my
that.
friend. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Well,
why when
one-
Now
Saber
you
finds her, he's like
understand.
treating her like a monster. Like she can somehow sense, like, there's something weird about you, lady.
But like, how do you actually function though? Like, I see like the classroom covered in membrane shit, and I'm like, how do you go to class? Like, how do you not just sit in bed all day and just scream?
and go crazy.
Because bed looks
Yeah.
the same.
I guess he did for a while, kind of, and then got courage to try and do something. And
Because she doesn't kill people, does she? She doesn't like go crazy or anything. It doesn't
well,
look like.
she eats. Well,
Oh.
she finds out that the food that he actually enjoys is eating other people, and I think she eats other people too. So there is that. Yes, you've got limbs and stuff in the
Wow.
fridge. That's a really disgusting shot that they show pretty
They're
visceral.
freaking gold.
I'm still not sure what's going on in
Alrighty,
Helmic's
guys.
mind right now, but okay.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
Grossed
We
everyone
gotta
out.
end this
Yep,
in an
I'm
hour. I
good.
need to be prepared for that.
Ooh.
So we're
All right.
gonna get up out of here, guys. All right,
All
with
right.
outros. Go ahead, Nightmare.
I'm Nightmare Alpha. I'm not grossed out. I love it because sometimes some disturbing stuff is kind of cool, you know. Kind of my thing. Sometimes, not all the times. There are things that even I cannot take. But anyway, I hope you had a nice day. You can find me on Twitter, and if you want, I tell you my little disturbing stories about lollies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ew.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
Nightmare is lowlies.
I know, right? This guy. Otaku Daikun.
Yeah. Yeah, feel free to check out my channel. It's just a quick link away. I have all sorts of anime videos, mostly reviews, lists, let's plays, and more recently, the lore videos where I talk about really dense narrative worlds and try to recontextualize them in a sense that people can like really get what's the essence of this whole damn story that seems to mess with my brain.
Alrighty, go ahead, Souls.
Okay, yeah, Souls here. Definitely, guys, check out my channel. I mostly do like online matches. I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but I'm going to get back on it. I've just been having like internet problems. Yeah, definitely an awesome time being here. Definitely, also, guys, check out what is it? Tales of the Rays. Fun little mobile game, actually. I was surprised how much I liked it.
And Pelvic, go ahead.
Okay, you can find me via YouTube and Pelvic Gaming, and then I have Facebook at Pelvic Gaming, and then I have Twitter, which is Lady Pelvic. So find me, talk to me, say hi. I'm probably gonna post a shit ton about One Piece now, because that's gonna be my life for the
Okay.
next
Oh man,
rest
Really
of the
gonna
year.
try to read One Piece? Are you read it, or are you gonna watch it?
Oh no, I'm gonna read it. I mean, I'll probably eventually watch it, but like reading it's happening first, because I want to get all the canon good shit, you know.
yeah, I'm anime only right now, just because it took so long to catch up that I don't even want to read it anymore and ruin the time I wasted watching it.
Fair, that's fair.
My Pelvic, if you
In
get the
retrospective, it will
idea,
probably
I want to
improve.
know.
What's up? What?
Alrighty, guys. So that's it for HPM. Wait, what happened?
Someone asked you a question, and then they're like, "All right, that's all." I was like, "Okay, I answered this question." Fuck you guys.
I think it's my connection. I can't even. I don't
Yeah,
even
she
know.
said-
It's
she
like
said, "What'd you say?"
I'm jumping around.
It's fine. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're fine. So as you were.
Okay. This is HPMP episode 18. We signing out. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.